Hi everyone, this is the Tall Guy, and today we're going to be going over keywords and phrases for two of my favorite operations, addition and division. Now, the first of these super words is sum. So whenever you see the word sum, that means addition. So when I think of sum, I usually think of this super set of parentheses with two numbers and an addition sign in the middle. So let's say I wanted to find the sum of 4 and 7. How do we set that up? 4 plus 7. Done. Let's say I want to find the sum of 5 and 2. Okay, 5 plus 2. Done. Super word, sum is. Now, does it always have to pertain to two numbers? No. On some rare occasions, they may ask you for three numbers. Okay, so super parentheses, three numbers, addition signs in the middle. Great, but that's not what we're going to focus on here. We're going to tell you that for some of these word problems, they don't always have to be solved by using addition. And one of the famous problems that can be simplified without the use of addition is to find the sum of all numbers from 1 to 100. How do we do that? Well, that means that you would have to take 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, yada, 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 97 plus 98 plus 99 plus 100. Well, there's a pattern that emerges here. If you take those two numbers, you get 101. Take the next two numbers, you get 101. Next two numbers, get 101. Next two numbers after that, another 101. So this pattern repeats itself about 50 times. Prove me wrong. But that's only because it requires half of the numbers and it's split evenly down the middle. So are we really going to add 101 50 times over? Nah. What we're going to do instead is we're going to say we did 101 50 times over, and that turns into 50-50. Prove me wrong. Now, am I trying to put this on like a challenge? No. But what I am saying to you is that if you see these problems, okay, if you see this kind of problem, don't be afraid of it. It's just a word problem. But there are some people who can try and find these patterns to establish a simpler means of adding. So what is a word problem? It's a means to set up something. Doesn't mean you have to solve it that way. It's nice, but you don't have to. So let's proceed on to trying to translate an expression into a word problem. This, to me, is more valuable to students because you need to be able to interchange problems accordingly. So in other words, some people may see the first problem as -5 plus 3 divided by -2. Okay, but if you follow your order of operations, PEMDAS, this is your order of operations. Don't worry about these if you don't know them right now. You should have a foundation for it from the elementary classes. If not, we're going to have another video for it later. Okay? But another person may read this as 3 divided by 2, because that's your division first, minus 5, because having a -5 is the same as subtracting 5. Okay? Nothing to worry about. But there's a super word in here, because now we're dealing with the word quotient. Quotient. Quotient is another word for division. Brilliant. Just about finished here, folks. So, and again, if you've been watching my previous videos, you know that having a -5 is the same as taking plus a -5. If you don't know this, you go back to my negative numbers video, I discuss it there. So furthermore, let's look at that same problem. Better yet, let's look at a nicer problem that's a little more expanded, something that you can solve easily on your own. By looking at this problem, you should be able to translate it into a series of sums and quotients. All right? So I'm writing down the sentence now, but we'll be able to translate it together. So this says the sum, okay, so that's our super word for addition, of -5 and 3. Is it okay to think of this as a superset of parentheses with a -5 and 3? Absolutely. Plus, so there's an additional addition sign, the quotient, so a superset of two numbers with division, of 6 and -2. Wait a minute, what the heck just happened? We took an entire expression and we translated it into a word problem. So in other words, if I write this huge word problem down here, you should be able to convert that into this expression and vice versa. So quotient versus sum. Sum means addition, quotient means division. Once again, sum means addition and quotient means division. Tall guy out.